Hello everybody, my name is Davis and welcome back to another video, and today we are here for another severe weather breakdown. Now today, we're going to be talking about this upcoming storm that is going to bring damaging winds, large hail, and possibly even some strong tornadoes to a certain portion of the United States. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Starting off with the Storm Prediction Center outlook for today, we have a marginal risk of severe weather for portions of northern Illinois, eastern Iowa, and southwestern Wisconsin. This is driven by a hail threat. If you're in that brown area today, then you're going to have a 5% chance to see hail 1 inch or larger in your town, so look out for that. Moving on to tomorrow, we have no risks of severe weather, but then going into Sunday here, we have a marginal risk of severe weather for portions of the Ohio Valley as well as the Midwest and the Great Plains. Now, it's too early to break down the threats that this brings, so let's just go ahead and jump into Monday here, where we have a day 4 enhanced risk of severe weather for portions of eastern Oklahoma, northwestern Arkansas, southeastern Kansas, and portions of Missouri. Okay, now this is incredibly dangerous to be in this area here on Monday, I'm going to be guessing, because the last time we did get this 30% risk here, we ended up with 2 moderate risks of severe weather. There was a tornado outbreak on that day. They do not issue these day 4 enhanced risks unless there is a real danger of a severe weather tornado outbreak. So we've really got to be watching here on Monday. I will be going live likely all day because luckily I do not have school on Monday, so I'll probably be able to go live covering damaging winds, large hail, and again, maybe the threat for a few strong tornadoes even, okay? So going into Tuesday, we have a slight risk of severe weather here for portions of the Ohio and Tennessee valleys as well as a bit of the mid-Atlantic area. Now, I don't want to downplay this, all right? I know it seems like this isn't very impressive considering we have that day 4 enhanced risk, but a day 5 slight risk could still mean a severe weather outbreak is coming, okay? So Tuesday, we're going to look out for that threat for severe weather as well there in that region, okay? Now, taking a look at what the RGEM model is showing for these storms at the minute. Right now, nothing too major, right? Maybe some snow out in the western United States, but that's to be expected this time of year. It's around tonight that we will start to see some of those supercells capable of producing large hail pop up in portions of the Midwest. They're kind of moving through the Ohio Valley a little bit. And then we go into times like Sunday and Monday, and then the storms will start to pop off, right? We see a lot of moisture starting to pop up in portions of Illinois, Indiana, Wisconsin, Iowa, and then eventually a new band of storms will form towards the Great Plains, but unfortunately this model does not look far enough out to see that. So we'll just go ahead and take a look at the Cape values for the next few days because they are really insane, and part of the reason that I think we have that day 4 enhanced risk of severe weather, okay? So we see our first signs of some Cape popping up are going to be tonight at around 10 p.m. We're going to have a little bit of Cape around Topeka, but it's not going to be anything major, right? It's not enough to fire off tornadoes. Going into times like early Saturday morning, that Cape basically dissipates, maybe a few patches of Cape in the Midwest, and then it pretty much dies out, right? Now that was the first minor round, okay? Maybe a few showers and thunderstorms come out of that, but we go into later tomorrow, right? Like tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, we do start to see some more intense Cape pop up around portions of Oklahoma and Texas here. Some areas may get above 1,500 joules per kilogram of Cape, which is enough to fire off some strong storms and possibly even a few tornadoes. Now, that gets even more intense here as we go into Sunday morning, all right? In Kansas, we're going to have a few spots that are likely going to reach over 2,000 joules per kilogram of Cape, which is more than enough Cape to fire off severe thunderstorms and tornadoes, right? And then we see a real band of Cape form around Sunday afternoon here, extending all the way from Texas to Illinois. We are going to see that threat for severe weather there, and maybe the worst of it being in portions of Oklahoma and Kansas, all right? And I mean, especially going into like Sunday night, there are a few spots that could even get up to 2,500 joules per kilogram of Cape, and I would not be shocked, right? So going into Monday morning, it gets even more intense. That becomes a little bit more widespread, and portions of central and eastern Kansas are also going to be seeing that threat for 2,500 joules per kilogram of Cape. That kind of moves into the Kansas City area, and then eventually another band forms down here in Texas on Monday, and there's going to be a ton of energy sitting down here in southeastern Texas. Luckily, the shear in this area is not going to be enough to fire off tornadoes, most likely, so Even though we are seeing spots here reach 2,500 joules per kilogram of CAPE, there's likely not going to be any severe weather in that region, but it is going to get very intense CAPE-wise around San Antonio on Monday evening. Some areas could get close to 3,500, maybe even higher than 3,500 joules per kilogram, right? But the main severe weather event is going to be up here in the plains because that's where we also have our shear overlay, right? Now, we go into Tuesday where we have that slight risk of severe weather for portions of the Tennessee and Ohio valleys. CAPE is a little bit more lackluster, but still enough to fire off some storms and tornadoes. Finally, watches, warnings, and advisories. Right now, there's really nothing going on, right? We got some winter weather advisories in the Midwest, maybe a bit of snow on the backside of the system that we're looking at today, causing some severe storms in the Midwest. But other than that, pretty calm right now. So if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Remember, the big day that we're watching for a potential tornado outbreak will be on Monday, as we do have that day 4 enhanced risk of severe weather highlighted, because they don't issue those for fun and games, alright? This is a very serious situation here that we are going to have to watch very closely, so stay tuned into the channel, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.